Welcome to Okoboji Broadcast, everybody. We are so glad to have you here with us today. We're coming to you from the Spirit Lake Community School District, and we've got Terry Bruinsma as well as Kasey Huebner here with us today, principals of the middle school and the elementary school here in Spirit Lake. And gentlemen, I have to say the same thing I said to Mr. O'Rourke, welcome back.
Feels great to be here, Jeff.
I bet it does.
It does.
It's been a lot of waiting, a lot of anticipation, I'm sure, a lot of frustration moving along the way. But you've had the excitement while you're getting ready to get back in the classroom of some great things happening over in the middle school and the elementary school with construction. It's looking cool. Those guys have been kicking can. Let me tell you something. They're working hard over there.
They're working hard. Yeah, they're sweating every day. It's good.
I was amazed from springtime when they started taking down some trees and excavating the parking lot and everything. You think, oh, you know, they're getting going. But I just live across the street, so I've been watching with a lot of anticipation, and they're making things happen.
Yeah, they're making progress, and it does look good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Looks great.
So as far as we move into now, we kind of talked about some of the protocols for the high school with the COVID-19 and precautions being taken. Of course, you represent different age groups. You know, the high school students that are a certain maturity, and now we've got middle school and elementary. While elementary students may understand there's something going on, they may not have an appreciation for how bad it could be, the ramifications. So how does that differ in preparing in the elementary and the middle school years?
Well, elementary-wise, we're really just making it work. With elementary kids, they don't necessarily understand the magnitude of what's going on, but they know that there's going to be different safeguards that we got to put in place.
Yeah.
You know, they see the visuals of people wearing masks, and they're always curious, and they're always asking questions. So what we're doing in the elementary is we're keeping, trying to be calm and trying to make changes based on how we're going to make kids safe. And our building's going to look different. You know, the thing with this year, we're not only dealing with COVID, we're dealing with construction too. So we got to be definitely creative with what our buildings look like.
Yeah.
And then that's what we've done. You know, the biggest thing is getting space between kids, and we're lucky enough, just kind of like the high school here, we can take walls down in between most of our classrooms.
Yeah.
I mean, one teachers basically have 2 rooms, and they can literally spread out by 6 feet in the majority of our rooms. In the rooms that aren't necessarily able to take walls down, teachers have been working really hard to manage the classroom a little differently, you know, creatively. You know, you got some kids might be in the seats and some kids in the carpet. You know, just teachers have had long conversations about how to make it work.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where we're at. We're going to make it work. We're going to keep kids safe. We're going to keep kids washing hands. You know, the schedule is going to be a little bit different in regards to more time of sanitizing and cleaning, and I think kids are going to have to help out, paras and teachers, and everybody's just going to have to help out and make it work, and it's a big team, and the building looks great. It really does look really good, and the teachers are working extremely hard to make it happen.
How soon do we see the new entryway and everything? How far away are we on this?
Yeah, you know, good question. Hopefully by the winter break we'll be able to move in. Hopefully that's the time frame, but you know how construction works.
Oh yeah.
You know, when we get kids in there, and we'll see where the timeline happens, but that's kind of the hope.
Okay. And as far as like in the middle school, what are we seeing any differences between elementary students and the high school students?
You know, Jeff, we are super excited to have kids back on Monday.
Yeah.
And just like everyone else, and unique situation at the middle school as well, as Kasey talks about. Construction, and the fact that about 1/3 of our building is under construction and off limits. And so we've been real creative with our community, with other members of our district at the high school. So our 5th and 6th graders are staying at the middle school in classrooms that are spaced out just like this. But then we've moved 2 grade levels out of our building in order to maintain our 6 feet of social distancing.
Okay.
So we have 8th graders over here at the high school in the media center and in the Sammy Center, in rooms that are large enough to house those groups of kids.
Right.
We've worked with the high school staff, custodial staff, tearing down walls, building walls to make it appropriate spaces. And it's going to be a great space, a really great space for 8th graders. And then we took our 7th graders, and they were going to have school out at the Lutheran Lakeside camp,
Okay.
just south of the middle school. Again, beautiful location, 110 acres on the lake. So kids are excited about that, and they have the necessary space for us to be out there and social distance. It's really going to be great space.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Boy, you just can't throw it together, can you?
Yeah.
I mean, there's just, with everything going on, it took a lot of preparation, so much thinking of how can we do this and do it safely. It's kudos to your entire staff, faculty, to come up with plans to make this work.
Yeah, it really takes a team effort, and so we've got people in our district who are willing to help, willing to be creative, willing to be flexible, to roll with situations where we know that things can change quickly.
Yeah.
And our staff has done a great job of saying, let's roll up our sleeves and let's just do it. Let's get kids back here.
When I think back to my schooling, and this is some time ago, guys, but I think of getting in the hallways to go to music class, to go to lunch. What are you doing differently in those areas? Because I remember jammed hallways, and for lunch everybody wanted to be first, and for music I was always the one way in the back. But but how are you implementing safety protocols in those areas?
Yeah, so you limit the number of students that you have in those classes, and lunch, in fact, at the middle school in the building here, half the kids eat in the lunchroom, half the kids will be eating in classrooms, so that we can maintain that distance.
Yeah.
The music and the band classes, we'll have smaller groups with those things.
Yeah.
And just dividing kids up so that we have the appropriate number of kids in spaces, not too many, so they're social distance. And of course, they'll all be traveling in cohort groups, so they're with the same kiddos rather than mixing up each period. So we just feel like we put a number of precautions in place to keep kids and staff safe. So I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, and the repetition of them doing that will certainly help along the way too.
For sure.
And the elementary looks a little different though, because we have most of our specials traveling to their classrooms, so minimizes the amount of time kids are outside of each room. We created those spaces big enough. We want to keep kids there, and we want to have those classrooms go into those spaces.
Yeah.
So you're looking at art will still be in the art room, so they'll travel to art. PE will be majority of the time. PE will be outside. And then again, our fourth grade is at the middle school because we moved 2 grade levels out.
Okay, so you did a similar thing there.
Yeah,
okay.
we did a little similar thing, and but again, the fourth grade is just going to have to travel a little bit to get to the art room and PE. But for the majority of it, special teachers are going into the classrooms, and then lunch we have we have a really good sized lunchroom, and so just reorganized lunch so all kids are facing the same way and spaced apart as best we can. So all kids right now, pre-K through 3rd grade, will be in the lunchroom. 4th grade will be eating in the middle school, with probably half in the classrooms, half in the lunchroom too, just like the middle school here.
And how about recess?
Recess is one of those we don't want to put a lot of stipulations on because that's an important time. You can see our new playground equipment out there. It looks really good.
Really nice.
And so, again, it's just a matter of we're really looking at that 15-minute rule, the socially distanced for 15 minutes, and the kids are outside having a good time. So recess is really going to look similar. Classrooms will go, we're lucky enough to have outside classroom doors, so all the kids will be, most of the kids will be going out of classroom doors and coming in those classroom doors to try to keep out of the hallways as much as we can. And again, that cohort model, trying to keep kids together. But recess is going to be very similar, and we'll get out there and clean if we need to. But really, the information that we're getting is recess is really a good time for kids to get out and not worry about COVID or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, but we are taking precautions. Kids probably won't notice, but behind the scenes, we got people working a lot to make sure that kids are safe.
Yeah, it's always in the details where, where everything works.
Yep.
And aren't you fortunate, of course, having the Sammy and Lutheran Lakeside is just stretched down the road here, so you don't have to go a long ways with students. Now, after the construction's done with the new parking lot and our new entryway and classrooms, will you readjust again after the winter break, or is that kind of, we don't know at this point, Jeff?
To be determined. Yeah. We would like to say we do want to move our younger grades into our classrooms. We just don't know at this point what that looks like for the rest of the district in regards to moving. But we're going to continue to reassess the situation and the spaces that we're using. So To be determined.
Yeah, well, a lot like the rest of this whole mess, it's been a lot of calling an audible at the line of scrimmage, so we'll do what we do. Well, gentlemen, I thank you for, and again, for everybody, for us parents and for the students, all the hard work, dedication. I know the school year ended abruptly for you as well, and you want to get back to the kids. And I know the teachers want to get back to what they do best, and that's teaching and instructing our youth. So thank you for all the preparation. And you know what? Let's get things going on Monday and go Indians.
We're ready.
That's right.
We're ready.
Yes, I know they are ready. Here at Spirit Lake Elementary, Spirit Lake Middle School, and Spirit Lake High School. We thank everybody involved for all the hard work getting us here. We're going to get back to school, everybody. We thank them for being here with us. We thank you for watching us right here on Okoboji Broadcast. Okoboji Broadcast with Jeff Thee is brought to you in part by the headquarters of the University of Okoboji is at the Three Sons, open Monday through Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday noon to 4. Last Touch Painting and Cleaning, providing interior, exterior, and house painting and professional cleaning services in Spirit Lake. Okoboji Mattress Company, 1 mile west of the junction of Highway 9 and 71 in Spirit Lake. Bank Midwest, dream big, plan wisely, live well. And Ducky's Marine and Motorsports Repair in Spirit Lake. Lakes Regional Healthcare and Avera Partner. Brand's Law Office in Spirit Lake. Ruthven Locker, where carnivores are welcome on Hill Avenue in Spirit Lake. Beck Engineering in Spirit Lake. Be Radiant Laser Skin Studio, newly located in the Okoboji Plaza in Okoboji. And by Quest Wealth Management, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, advisors Jan Spielman, AJ Spielman, and Erica Wachholz.